Ever get that feeling that hitting your financial goals needs some secret password or, a background you just don't have?
Hmm.
What if the real key was just getting good at a skill? One that's actually, well, pretty accessible to know where you're starting from.
That's exactly what we're getting into today. We're taking a deep dive into the core ideas for building an online income stream. And our main source here is the experience of Ben Fletcher, who kind of walked this exact
Right.
path.
And what we've got is a unique look behind the scenes. It's material that was originally meant just for people who bought his commissioned Blackbook. Think of it like his personal playbook.
Yep.
It shows how he went from being a car mechanic, a really hands-on offline job, to a successful affiliate marketer in less than a year.
Yeah, and the really remarkable part, Ben did all this while being profoundly deaf.
Exactly. So this isn't some public manifesto. It's like the distilled essence of his strategies for his students.
And our mission here, for you listening, is to pull out the most valuable, the most actionable bits from this material to help you grasp the fundamentals of what makes affiliate marketing work, which, just quickly, is basically earning money by promoting other people's stuff.
Okay, let's dig into Ben's story a bit because it's really something. You've got someone working on cars and boom, less than a year later, he's making a full-time living online.
The initial results were quite striking, too.
Yeah, his first commission through ClickBank, that's a big marketplace for digital products, was like $56.
Yeah.
$56.78 to be exact.
Seemed small to start.
Right. But then in the next 6 months, that grew to $36,000.
Wow. That's serious momentum.
It is.
And the context here is really insightful, I think. Being profoundly deaf probably created, real challenges in typical jobs, which really highlights why this affiliate model was such a good fit. The material points this out. He could work from home, no phone calls needed, very low startup costs. It kind of leveled the playing field for him in a big way. It almost makes you think sometimes limitations actually push you to find these overlooked opportunities.
That's a great point about leveling the field. And his goals at the start were pretty clear. Quit the garage, make $2,000 a month within 6 months.
Ambitious. Did he hit it?
He got close. Fell short by maybe $250 initially. But then, get this, he doubled his income in the following 6 months.
Okay, so that kind of growth speaks volumes.
It really does.
And it feeds right into a central argument in this material. That the skill of marketing is, well, it's everything when it comes to building wealth. It gives some interesting examples, actually. Like Craig Forte built a huge business coaching real estate folks, but he'd never actually worked in real estate.
Right. Or Dan Kennedy doing the same thing with dentists.
Exactly. The common element wasn't that they knew the industry inside out. It was that they knew marketing inside out.
So the big idea isn't just about what you know, but how well you can communicate value. Is that it?
That's the core of it. Marketing isn't just selling widgets, it's a transferable skill.
And the material also talks about how that skill lets you help other people, which can be a big motivator in itself.
Yeah, definitely. Then it shifts into some really foundational mindset lessons Fletcher emphasizes. First one up is integrity.
Okay.
He really hammers this point. He operate honestly, avoid the hype, the fake, look at my rented Lamborghini stuff. That just destroys trust.
Yeah, that feels more important than ever online. So much curated fakery out there. Genuine honesty really cuts through.
Totally. The next mindset piece is about tackling fear.
Ah, the big one.
Yeah. The material talks about how fear can just freeze you up, especially when you're starting out.
Makes sense.
And Fletcher's way of dealing with this, building a base of recurring cash flow through what he calls rebill offers.
Okay, rebill offers. Can you unpack that a bit? What are we talking about?
Sure. So rebills are basically subscriptions. Think software as a service, monthly memberships, things like that. Customers get billed automatically each month or whatever the period is.
Right. Like Netflix or a gym membership.
Exactly. And that creates a much more predictable, stable income, which, massively dials down the fear of those $0 days. It lets you actually plan.
But isn't it maybe harder initially to sell subscription compared to a one-time purchase?
That's a fair question. It might take a bit more effort up front to convince someone of the ongoing value, but the payoff is that long-term stability. It directly tackles that fear of the unknown income roller coaster.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, what's next on the mindset front?
Pay it forward. The idea is, share what works, help out the newcomers, generally make helping others a priority.
So less cutthroat competition, more community building.
Exactly. It's a longer game. Building goodwill, establishing yourself as helpful, that strengthens your network, your reputation. It all feeds back positively.
Okay. And then the last mindset point.
It's a warning, really. Be careful about blindly following that fake it till you make it mantra.
Ah, yeah, you see that a lot.
Right. The material suggests being critical. A lot of people projecting massive success online might be, well, paddling frantically under the surface. The advice is really scrutinize where you're getting your advice from.
Good point. Which actually leads nicely into the next section.
Yeah.
About common fear traps people fall into.
Yeah, it connects directly. The material points out how maybe pressure from debt can push people into just frantic scattergun promotion, no real strategy, just desperation.
It's trying anything to make a buck.
Pretty much. And it uses this great analogy, the water bailing boat.
Okay, I like analogies. Paint the picture.
Imagine you're in a boat, right? And it's got a leak, taking on water fast.
Okay.
If all you do is frantically bail water, just trying to keep from sinking, you never actually get a chance to find the hole and fix it.
Right, you're just reacting constantly.
Exactly. In the analogy, the leak is that unstable income. And the fix, well, as we just talked about, things like rebill offers. They help plug the leak by creating predictable income.
So getting that baseline income sorted frees up your brain power, your time, to actually think strategically.
Precisely. You can start planning, maybe create your own products down the line, build up your authority in your niche. You're not just bailing water anymore.
You're actually steering the boat.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And that strategic thinking leads right into Fletcher's 7-step roadmap. This is basically his core affiliate strategy framework.
Okay, the roadmap. Let's walk through it. Step 1.
Step 1, pick a niche. You need to look at, is there actual demand? Are you interested in it? And crucially, do people in this niche actually spend money?
Makes sense. Step 2.
Select a product. And apparently there are these commission multiplier rules he mentions.
Ooh, intriguing. Commission multiplier rules. What sort of rules are we talking about? Any clues?
Well, the source doesn't go super deep on this particular point, but you can infer it probably involves things like, the actual commission percentage. Is there potential for recurring commissions?
Ah, back to the rebills.
Exactly. And also just the quality and reputation of the product itself. You don't want to promote junk.
Right. Okay, step 3.
Add value. This is key. He talks about an irresistible bonus strategy. So it's not just pushing the product, it's making your offer better by adding extra stuff, guides, checklists, support, whatever makes sense for the niche.
Making your offer the obvious choice. Got it. Step 4.
Landing page. Described as a silent machine and part of a 2-step funnel.
Silent machine? I like that. What's the basic idea of a 2-step funnel here?
Generally, step 1 is an opt-in page. Its only job is to get someone interested enough to give you their email address, maybe in exchange for a freebie.
Okay, lead generation.
Right. Then step 2 is usually a separate page, maybe the sales page itself,
Yep.
or a page that bridges to it where the actual offer is presented.
And the silent machine part is that the landing page works 247 collecting leads.
That's the idea, automation. Okay, step 5.
To drive traffic. This is fundamental, right? Getting people to actually see your landing page and offers.
Mastering both paid methods like ads and free methods like SEO or social media content. Finding what works for your niche.
Step 6.
Establish authority and trust fast. Super important online when people don't know you from Adam.
Definitely.
And the final step, step 7. Email marketing. Using automated sequences to build relationships over time, plus one-off broadcast emails for promotions or sharing value.
Okay, 7 steps. Sounds comprehensive.
It is. And the material does mention that each step gets broken down way more in later modules.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But interestingly, after laying out this roadmap, the material throws in a big caution sign about whose advice you should actually listen to.
Yeah, this is crucial. It warns against just blindly trusting anyone selling a marketing course or strategy.
So what are the red flags?
Look for consistency. The example given is someone selling a course teaching traffic generation methods, but you find out they get all their traffic from joint venture partners, not the methods they teach. That's a mismatch.
Right. Practice what you preach, essentially.
Exactly. Or comparing their social media hype to, well, reality. If someone's bragging about their first $1,000 online,
Yeah.
but they're simultaneously selling you a course on making $10,000 a month, that doesn't quite add up, does it? Raises questions about their real level of success.
Definitely raises eyebrows.
Ooh.
And Fletcher has this concept, an authenticity filter.
Yeah, it's a simple but powerful question. Would you follow your own advice? If you were in your audience's shoes, would you buy what you're selling based on how you're presenting it?
That's a good gut check.
It really is. And there's even a specific story in the material about this.
Oh, yeah.
About some marketer who actually got arrested because he was posting pictures online pretending rented luxury cars and houses were his own.
Wow.
Serious? Yeah. It's an extreme example, but it makes the point. Dishonesty catches up with you.
Right.
Building a loyal audience, people who trust you, that comes from being genuine.
Absolutely. So if we boil all this down, the key takeaways seem pretty clear. First, mastering marketing itself is the core skill for building wealth online, way more than specific industry knowledge.
Right. That transferable skill.
Second, getting that recurring revenue sorted is huge for cutting down fear and actually allowing you to think strategically.
The plugging the leak idea.
Yeah. Third, that 7-step roadmap provides the structure, the plan to follow, one piece at a time.
The strategic framework.
And finally, authenticity and credibility aren't just nice to haves. They're essential for building loyalty and making sales feel, well, less like selling and more like helping.
Couldn't agree more. It's not about tricks or loopholes. It's about building something real.
And look, if what we've discussed today resonates, if you're thinking, okay, this approach makes sense, I want the full picture, then Ben Fletcher's Complete Commission Blackbook course is really where he unpacks all of this in much more detail.
Right. This was just the introduction summary. The full course presumably goes deep into each of those 7 steps, the how-to.
Exactly. It lays out the entire system, step by step, with all the specifics. So if you're ready to really implement this kind of strategy,
then checking out the full course seems like the logical next move for you.
Absolutely. So there should be a button somewhere on this page. Click that button to purchase Ben Fletcher's full Commission Blackbook course. It's your next step to really digging in and mastering this stuff.
A great opportunity to move from understanding the principles to actually putting them into action. Here's to building something sustainable, something based on real value and proven strategies.